Sands of Ora is an action RPG by Chashu Entertainment that places you down in a dying world covered in a sea of sand and deep corruption. As you dive in, you'll notice many similarities to Souls-like titles, up to and including the oppressive atmosphere of desperation and isolation in a dying world. But some unique design decisions give Sands of Ora a bit of an edge above the competition. Among those designs is the level of customization you have regarding the equipment, and the resulting abilities of that equipment, ranging from your armor pieces, of which many carry traits that give bonuses as you equip more and more pieces, sharing those traits, to your choice of elements that can infuse on your weaponry, to allow you to unleash a mix of elemental effects based on the actions you perform while they are charged, and even to the sheer level of customization you have regarding the construction and modification of your base weapons themselves, where you can choose among an array of recipes based on your choice of blade, hilt, pommel, and even style with which to wield it. And all of these even carry among them the ability to upgrade these items so you can carry your favorite from early game to end game with the right resources. And upgrade them you will need to do, since even in just the first few areas available in the early access, the strength of the enemies can be quite varied from area to area, with the initial quest areas being easy to do even with low level gear, but some of the more challenging areas requiring either upgraded gear to make the progress quicker, or being truly on point with your dodge and attack timing to avoid an untimely demise at the hands of the stronger enemies. So if you find yourself having trouble, you can always find something to help you upgrade your hero or the equipment they are using to take the edge off of some of the tougher challenges, at least to an extent. How you transition to these tougher areas is also really fun, and that is with a boat that can travel across the sands of this world, from island to island, with an interesting level of detail where you can even spot the hidden items scattered across the islands before you land. So circling them will definitely give you a bit of useful information if you remember where you saw the shining glints of these treasures from offshore. Now, one would think that islands in a sea of sand would be quite homogeneous, but it is far from the reality. Even in just the early access, we have a vertical cityscape with aqueducts deep underneath, a burning church with fire-engulfed corrupted enemies, a prison dripping with lava that saps your speed due to sheer heat, as well as a sunken tower in the sand sea, and a swamp-covered city with nods to the designs of Anne Orlando, and a plethora of other interesting locations from forest to, well, more man-made constructions, with many more promise judging by the markers on the map, as well as the obviously designed but yet to be accessible constructs across the map. Combine all this with a fairly varied combat system where each weapon type truly does have its own unique weight and feel, and even its own special attack type that you can charge up for by fighting various enemies to build corruption, and you end up with a game that has a fairly diverse and engaging world without being so overly complicated as to overwhelm the player, and with a nice balance of subtle secrets, like a key hidden in the depths of the wall, to larger engaging puzzles that are part of progression, like a series of sealed portals deep within the city. It will have plenty of experiences to keep you engaged, whether you're a die-hard completionist or a casual explorer. Overall, I find my experience with this game to be extremely promising. The art design, the music, the sound design, and the level of character detail versus simplicity of play were all well balanced. All that remains to be seen is just how large the scope of the game will be, as that will truly determine where the asking price should be, since so far, with several hours of content, it doesn't quite hit the $25 asking price, but as they start adding more areas and items, I can see it easily meeting and exceeding that value if they stay on track. With what's in it now, 15 to 20 would be a fair price, but if they take it to the scope I think they will, a price in the 30s would be the sweet spot for me.